Hey guys, so a lot of you have been requesting that I do a video on Duck Dynasty, on Phil Robertson, and his extremely homophobic comments. But before I do that, really quick I want to tell you about Mark Freeman 408. It's a high-energy, action-packed, and intense channel that features extreme sports and athletes. Check it out. Mark and his friends defy gravity, which is only a theory, on a regular basis. Talk about crazy stuff, so check out his channel right here, click this annotation, and if you're on a phone, you can check out the link at the top of my description box and check it out there, and make sure to tell him that I sent you. Okay, so Phil Robertson, where do I even begin? He was caught saying some extremely homophobic things, and now there's this whole controversy with the show. We don't know if the show is going to continue. They say that they don't want to take him off, they don't want to move forward without him, but the network's like, no, we don't want to have someone who's a total douchebag on our side because it makes us look bad as a company. So there's this whole thing going on about it because he said this: "It seems like to me a vagina, as a man, would be more desirable than a man's anus." That's just me. I'm just thinking there's more there. She's got more to offer. I mean, come on, dudes. You know what I'm saying? But hey, sin, it's not logical, my man. It's just not logical. It's just not logical. Not logical to who? To you, Phil? I've seen a lot of other people cover the story, and multiple people have actually used the analogy of cake. Just because I happen to prefer chocolate over vanilla cake, you know, it doesn't mean that like I judge people who like vanilla cake. It's not like, oh God, why would you ever pick vanilla? I mean, that's just so plain. Why would you pick vanilla when you can have chocolate? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why wouldn't you just want, I mean, I just can't understand. It's just not logical. It just ain't logical. Well, guess what? Asshole, that's your opinion. That's just your opinion, that's all it is. And you know, is there some kind of like misconception here that like you don't realize other people have different opinions, they have different tastes, they have different interests, they like different things than you? You just can't fathom it. I just don't understand how people can be gay. Well, guess what? They just are different than you. They have different tastes, they have different interests, obviously, than you. And just because you can't understand it doesn't mean it ain't logical. Now, although his comments are shocking, the fact that they're coming from him, to me, isn't that shocking. So all these people are freaking out over it, but in my head I'm kind of like, what did you expect him to think? I mean, you're watching a show with a bunch of redneck hicks, and this guy is an older man. Obviously, he's in the, you know, in the South. What do you think he's gonna think? He's a Bible thumper. Okay, there's a video actually, and I'll have a link in the description if you want to watch the whole video, but there's a clip from him at a pulpit in a church speaking out. I think it was back in 2010, where he's talking about homosexuality. He's like, a man and a woman, that ain't no good. And then he went on to say that they're going to receive the penalty for their sins, and that they're arrogant, God-hating people. They're God-haters. And so really, what did everyone expect him to think? Be honest. I mean, another fact about it is that people aren't really going to Duck Dynasty for important information or for news. So, I mean, you could argue that, what's the difference? You know, it's just a reality TV show, it's for entertainment. Who cares if they're spewing a bunch of shit that's wrong? Well, the fact is that 14 million people watch that show, so that actually holds a pretty strong influence, unfortunately. And maybe it's because I grew up around racism and sexism and homophobia that this isn't that shocking, because he kind of fits that demographic, at least in my opinion. I'm not trying to stereotype, but that's the kind of person I grew up around, so I'm not that, you know, I'm not surprised at all to see him saying these things. But what really pisses me off is that people are dumb enough to think that this has something to do with freedom of speech. Yeah, he had the freedom to say what he said. He said it, and now he's got to face the consequences. Look, A&E is not the government. They can penalize him if they want to for saying things because they don't want it to be a part of their brand. It's not good network, it's not good business. No business is going to want to be standing by someone and supporting someone who's pissing off all of these people. It's just stupid. Got other people like Sarah Palin that says, free speech is an endangered species. Those intolerance, hating and taking on the Duck Dynasty patriarch for voicing his personal opinion are taking on all of us. Don't you know, they're taking on all of us right-wing and dumbass Republicans. I'm so afraid to take on all of you. Why exactly, though, are we taking on all of you? Because, in my opinion, it's kind of more to do with the TV network instead of the government and like the United States. So no, it's not compromising his free speech. This is the free market that everybody wants, right? And I mean, if you went with that mentality, then no one could ever get fired for anything because it would all fall under the blanket of free speech. Let me be clear. Let me say it one more time. Freedom of speech does not equal freedom from repercussions from saying stupid shit, okay? And plus, A&E is not the government. If they want to get rid of somebody because they're not benefiting the company anymore, bye-bye. Oh yeah, and then hashtag #StandByPhil is a thing on Twitter. This guy is posting a picture saying, happy, 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 Phil Robertson, he's supporting Phil. And then the person below them, equally intelligent, what happened to the First Amendment? Stand by Phil. And they also later made a comment saying, he's only doing what the Bible says. And this is another thing that pisses me off. Christianity is used as a shield to get away with being homophobic and being racist. And speaking of rights, Phil also decided to comment on the topic of slavery. I never with my eyes saw the mistreatment of any black person, not once. Where we lived was all farmers. The blacks worked for the farmers. I hoed cotton with them. I'm with the blacks because we're white trash. We're going across the field, they're singing and happy. I never heard one of them, one black person say, I tell you what, those doggone white people, not a word. Well, who'd have thunk it? Apparently African Americans were happier under Jim Crow. We learn something new every day, you know, except for probably the lynchings and the beatings and, you know, the lack of rights and the slavery thing. But other than that, they were just happy out there picking cotton, happy, happy, happy. And then he goes on to say, we never ever judge someone on who's going to heaven or hell. That's the Almighty's job. We just love them, give them the good news about Jesus, whether they're homosexuals, drunks, terrorists. We let God sort them out later. Really? Homosexuals are combined with terrorists? Really? That's the level that they're on? This is another thing that just drives me nuts. Like, not only do they hide behind the Bible and religion to say, oh, you see, you know, it's okay to be homophobic and racist because this is what in the Bible. The Bible says it's all right. That's what we're supposed to do. And then also, whenever it comes to being judgmental, which obviously he is because he's sitting there talking about how it's not right, one man and one woman, and that's it. I'm not judging though. I'm not judging. They lose all responsibility for acting like a bigoted asshole because I ain't the one judging you. God's gonna judge you in the end. So they're covered because they're saying, oh, see, these aren't my bigoted thoughts. It's the bigoted thoughts of the Bible. And, oh, I'm not the one personally judging you and treating you differently and looking down upon you and being a total douchebag asshole. It's not me, it's God. God's the one who's going to judge you. I mean, you know, I just hate to see you end up in the fiery pits of hell, and I'm just trying to help. I don't want you to end up in hell, and, you know, I'm not judging you, but God will judge the fucking shit out of you. You're gonna get judged by God so hard. You better watch it. It's hot down there. Oh, yeah, if it's in the Bible, I'm good with it. So if the Bible's all racist and homophobic and murderous and whatnot, so am I. Not only does it give them an excuse to be bigoted, once they are bigoted, it gives them an excuse to not have to feel bad about it. It justifies it even further, and it just pisses me the fuck off. So let me know what you guys think about this whole thing in the comment section below. Do you think the whole show should be canceled? Do you think it's right that they're getting rid of him or suspending him, or what do you think should happen? Do you think that the network is right to get rid of him? Honestly, there's a Facebook page I think out there that is, you know, petitioning that he does get removed or that the show gets canceled. And then there's a page for people petitioning for bring Phil Robertson back. So actually I think the second page, wanting to keep him and bring him back, has a shit ton more likes. So that just goes to show you where America puts its priorities. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Also, this is my new place. It's just the bed, and I haven't put anything up on the walls yet, but I'm finally unpacked. I have a P.O. box now, so if you want to send me things that I can decorate the walls with, or just whatever you want to send me would be nice, my P.O. box is in the description below, along with all my other links, so make sure to check it out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!